What's up, you guys? It's your girl Ash Brown, and since we're not getting a Game of Thrones series this summer, I have decided that I am going to talk all about my next best series, which is Squid Games. All right, Squid Games, this is season 3. This is the final season, and oh boy. So I'm talking about episode 1 and 2. So bear in mind, I am talking about everything. So if you haven't seen it yet and you are a fan, please switch off this episode until after you have looked at 1 and 2, because that's what we're going to talk about today. Okay. So my thing with Squid Games, I got into it, mid-pandemic, post-pandemic times when season 1 started and everybody was at home watching Netflix. And I got into it. That was the show to watch, because you're like, oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like this before. What is this? Squid Games. And it was just so over the top and just raw that you couldn't look away. You just could not. It had really a grasp on us as a culture, especially as American culture. It had such a grasp on us to where you're like, oh my gosh, I have to watch this. What is this? And it held on tight. But I will say, the season finale for the first season, when the main guy, Gian, I think that's it, or Gian, when he decides, you know what, I'm not going to get on that plane and go be a good father to my daughter. I'm going to jump back into the game. That was single-handedly one of the craziest things I've ever seen, because, again, just conceptually thinking about it, I don't understand why he felt the need to go back. It's different, like, if they had gone after him, if they kidnapped him, if they forced him back into the game. He volunteered. He volunteered that he's going to go back into the game. So we get season 2, and he's got all these plans of how he's going to get back into the game. He's got all this expendable money. He's got all these resources. He's hired a whole team, the whole thing. And you're just like, how is he pouring so much into this doggone game and his daughter don't have a daddy? Well, I guess she has a daddy, because I think the wife remarried or whatever, or the baby mama, whoever. She's got a stand-in daddy that obviously is doing way better than Guillaume. So he finds his way back into the game. And I think as an audience member, I'm just thinking logistically wise, why is he back? Like, what was the big plan of getting back into the game? You're going to get back into the game, and then what? So he gets back into the game, and of course they've changed up the rules. That's easy. Let's just go ahead and throw a monkey wrench in there. Let's just change up some rules. Let's do some different stuff. Why not? The main guy, who turns out to be the lost brother of the detective, he is seemingly the mastermind behind everything, which was interesting. Very damn interesting. He actually enters the game. He kind of does like this undercover type of thing and enters the game. Well, the overall premise of season 2 is just like Gian getting back into the game. He gets a whole bunch of folks killed. He starts like a tyranny type of thing, but he gets a lot of people killed, and you're just like, well, what's next for him? So, starting with season 3, they bring Guillaume back, and he's okay, seemingly. I mean, he's kind of bruised up, he's kind of mashed up bad, but he's alive. And they bring him back to the main area where I guess everybody is sleeping and stuff like that. And so I have no sympathy for him. Like, sometimes you'll have like sympathy for the protagonist. Oh, the protagonist, he just means well, and he's just doing this. He was home free. He had the money. He won. And he voluntarily took himself back into the game. So the whole time, I'm really just like, Gion, I'm so sick of you. I'm so tired of you. You complaining. You trying to plan this, trying to plan that. I was so sick of him. Not even funny. Not even funny. So, they got to begin some more games. The girl that was one of the workers, the workers with the shapes on the face and all that stuff, she gains their trust in figuring out how they take people's organs and all that stuff. And then my brother, shout out to Kai Bizzle, he actually reminded me that, because I was like, why is she taking such time with this one guy? He's just another player in the game. But he was the father of the little girl that she always was going to visit last season 2. So I was like, oh, that was it? Okay. Because I didn't really make the connection. I was like, why is she acting so special with this guy? But so she does have some sort of connection with him, which is why she wanted to spare his life. So, she kills the other coworkers, including the doctor that patched this guy up. And they're going to get the guy into one of the uniforms of the workers. And I guess that's how they're getting out. But it's just like, again, with that, I feel like the plot was not really thought through well. And I could be completely wrong. I could be, I'm only on to episode 2 of the 3rd and final season. But I don't see how this can end well for her. And the creator already said, it's not going to end well for anyone. It's not going to be this great, happy story, which I can totally get and I think makes sense. But yeah, because I'm like, I don't understand. I mean, I don't see how she's going to make it out with this guy who's injured. And one thing that really annoyed the heck out of me is episode 1, season 3. So after she kills the coworkers in the little makeshift operation room, right? She gets the one that was a doctor or whatever, some kind of medical staff, to see about the guy that had, come in or whatever. And he's like, oh yeah, I checked him. All his vital organs are in place. You didn't cut this man open. How you know all his vital organs are set or in place? You didn't have no monitors going on. This little 2x4 cement room. And then the man say, oh, well, he's going to need a transfusion. We don't have that type of facility here. And the worker turns to him and says, oh, well, use me. I'm O positive. Go ahead and use me. And I'm like, really? That's what we doing? We just gonna give up blood. And she keep in mind, she's got the pistols, pointed at this doctor's head, like, yeah, and you better not F up. So they do blood transfusion. I'm like, this is so unrealistic. This don't even make no damn sense. But I'm gonna let y'all have it though. I'm gonna let y'all have it because this is the story that y'all wanted to tell. I'm gonna let it go. The guy that's there with his mom in the game, I don't know why, but I just felt like he was going to betray the mother and set her up to be killed because of the game that was being played for the episode 2. And that was the one where they were split into 2 teams. It was hide and seek. They're split into 2 teams. One team hides and they're given keys to open up doors and possibly escape. And the other team hunts them down and kills them. And that's how they pass that game. And the one trans character turned out to be the one with the biggest heart. And that character, I don't know what their name was, but they have fought so much to preserve the life of the elderly lady and then the pregnant girl, which I'm like, this is all kinds of problems. She done fell down the staircase, broke her ankle. The girl is a liability. She is a liability. Why is she in this game again? So they finally get to a place of finding safety and all this stuff, right? And they find a room. And then the girl water break. I'm like, you know what? This is the craziest thing that could even happen. The girl water break and grandma have to help deliver. And the trans person is trying to like man the door, so just in case somebody else come in and try to kill them, you know, they ain't gonna kill them and the baby. The girl give birth, the baby, you know, is healthy-ish. I guess as healthy as a baby can be. Because again, they're not in no medical facility. So, beginning of this episode, the pregnant lady and the elderly lady gave the trans person their key. So the trans person had 3 keys. So the doors, you know, they had different shapes. And so all 3 of them had the 3 different shaped keys. And the trans person had fought off some more people and basically made it to the end. Used all 3 keys, opened the door, congratulations, all this stuff. And they're about to step in, but then they stop and they thought about the old lady and the pregnant girl in the next room. And with that, they came back. And I was like, dang. Trans person was just about to get through and get in. But they came back, and as soon as they came back to tell the old lady and the girl that just had the baby, they got. But not only did they get got, they got by the baby father of the girl that just had the baby, or the boyfriend. I'm not sure if he's the father or just like a guy that she started to fall for. It was kind of hard to keep track of that, and I didn't look back at season 2, so it is what it is. And so he was able to keep her safe in that moment and didn't announce that he had found her, the baby, and the elderly lady. They just know that he killed somebody, and that was that. So in the final scene, and I also have to tell you, the son and the grandmother are on 2 different teams. And I thought it was interesting how they was just going off on each other in the first episode as to why they should switch teams. Like the son was like being brutal with y'all. Like he was like, yeah, you know, Mom, you can't handle killing somebody. You remember when I was a kid, you know, Dad used to smack you around and you never fought back. Like, I mean, just complete disrespect in their regard. And you can see the horror in her face too. She's looking like, you ungrateful. You know, so it was a very awkward scene to see that. And so I was like, okay, whatever, it is what it is. But in that final scene, they figure out where the door is and how to utilize it or whatever. So the girl's holding the baby, the old lady is there, and the son comes through the doorway. And so he still has to kill someone because he hadn't killed anyone yet. And he pushes his mother out the way because he ain't going to kill her. He's going after the girl. And the mother stabs him in the back and kills him. I was like, dang, I didn't see that coming. I did not see that coming. Ooh, I did not see that coming at all. So that was quite interesting to watch it unfold. But I feel like this is going to be one of those series where they just start killing off everybody. Just everybody gonna dead. Everybody gonna dead. Gian, he need to be dead because I am so sick of him. And him and his little trans or whatever he's in. I don't get it. I don't understand it. And then also the detective is still trying to figure out how to get back to the island, right? So this quote unquote captain, who I was very suspicious of, okay? It's very suspicious of this captain after the first episode because the way he was acting was very suspicious to me. And I was like, I don't know if I trust that guy. Rightfully so. Come to find out, he is working for the detective's brother. And so for the last 3 years, he has been helping to keep the detective off of the trail of where to find the island. I was like, good God, I would have never guessed that. But the guy that was originally working for Gian or whatever kind of figured out that something was wrong with the captain or something was off with him. And so he's kind of doing his own like sub-investigation or whatever he's going to do. But the detective is starting to be suspicious. Like he was very protective of the captain. He's like, no, this guy helped me. He saved my life. Rah, rah, rah. But he could have also been the same one to, you know, to do anything and to make sure that, you know, and looks like he'd been doing this from the start. That's what it looked like to me. So it's been an interesting turn of events, so to speak. I can say that it's been interesting. Indeed, indeed. And yes, I will continue to watch as it's the final season. And they only gave us 6 episodes, which I feel a way about too, but I'm not going to go too deep into that. But if you aren't already watching Squid Games, you may want to check it out and see how you feeling. But yeah, if you're watching it, it is what it is. It is exactly what it is. But I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Have a great one. Talk to you soon.